Well, Paul McCusker joins us now via Skype to talk about his third book in the Virtue Chronicles series titled Hidden Heroes. Bishop Reed's holding it right now. Thanks for being with us, Paul. We appreciate you being on today.
My pleasure. It is a genuine pleasure being with you. I actually enjoy watching the two of you talk. That's a very family sort of feeling.
You should be physically here. You haven't seen the half of it.
Boss. I would love to be there.
Well, we'll have to have you. We'll have to have you come by sometime. Yeah. So in the Hidden Heroes, we travel back in time with Andrew and Eve, who are 12 years old, as they encounter some amazing saints, other notables such as Saint Joan of Arc and Robin Hood. Talk about what made you pick this type of setting.
Well, in part because it fits in the series of the three books, it was a natural next step. The second book was actually Joan of Arc, and the kids encounter her and her experiences. And it's a time of history that I think gets lost unless you live in England. Unless you're a Catholic in England, you're not really aware of it. You sort of hear, if you mention Edmund Campion, Robert Persons, and some of the martyrs there, a lot of people don't know who they are, and yet it was an amazing time when you think of Catholic priests going into a country where they've been completely banned, they're outlawed. To even do the sign of the cross in the street was a punishable offense. They could be fined, they could be put in jail, anybody. That was the degree to which Catholicism was trying to be driven out of England during the Elizabethan era. And there's so many great stories and powerful stories, inspirational stories from that time that it seemed like a good subject for the book.
Paul, I noticed that the book is written for kids 10 years and older, which is perfect. As I was telling you before the show started, my niece Olivia is 11, and she's an avid reader, and she's one of my heroes. She's just a great kid. But how much of a challenge is it to write for that age group?
Well, I've been doing it for years, writing for various age groups. We do a series for first readers called The Adventures of Nick and Sam, a Catholic family in the same town. In fact, Andrew, who's in this book, is the older brother to the other two kids. Basically, the trick for me is you never write down to kids. You don't talk down to them. You just be mindful of where their reading level may be, but basically write a good story. C.S. Lewis said to do it that way. Anybody who's talking down to kids isn't necessarily writing a good story. For me, it's stay with the story, stay with compelling characters, and just be mindful of the subject matter and the vocabulary so they don't get lost or confused. And that's as much as I do.
And along the same line.
And there are 8-year-olds who read these books. I met with one the other day who has been reading these three books, which amazed me. He devoured it very quickly.
Great. That's awesome, yeah. How can a series like this, kind of along the same lines, help adults who want to sort of encourage their children, their lives to enliven, engage their imagination, and open it up to a lot of the things that you're talking about?
Well, I think we're in need of inspiration these days at all levels. Our adults, as Catholic adults, Catholic kids, we need inspiration. We need our role models and our heroes. And people like Edmund Campion, Joan of Arc, you go through all of the various saints, all the periods of history, and I think they lift us up, they buoy us up, they actually make us excited about our faith. And so for parents to give their kids books like this is something not only for kids to read and hopefully be inspired and entertained, but for the parents themselves to engage in conversation, to tease out what the characters did. Why did they do that? Was that a good choice? Why was it or wasn't it? And that's why I think it opens a door for communication between parents and their kids to give them an excuse to talk about the faith, which we always need.
I know you're speaking to us from your home office, but I want you to know that we here at Catholic TV have a great admiration and respect for the work of the Augustine Institute. Do you have, or does the Institute have any secret new projects that might be coming down the line that we should know about?
Well, we always have a lot of projects going on. We are working on some curriculum now. I'm working on more books for kids of different ages. I actually do grown-up books as well, grown-up stories. as we explore the last things, the 4 last things, as we talk through programs that we're going to develop about those. We don't think those get talked about as much as they could or should be discussed. And in very practical terms as well as the theological terms. And I've got stories that are going to accompany that. So we have a lot, we always have a lot going on there.
The Hidden Heroes, a great series for summer reading for families. Paul, where can this book be purchased? How can people follow your work and that of the Augustine Institute?
Well, the Augustine Institute has the Catholic market. Of course, we do a lot of work through formed.org. But to purchase it, it's available in all fine Catholic bookstores. If it's not, just have them order it, or order it online through most of the usual places you might buy.
We're a formed parish here in Watertown, where I'm the pastor, and we are all at Catholic TV grateful for your time, and also on behalf of my niece Olivia, thanks for the book.
Thank you.
Paul, have a great weekend and a wonderful summer, and God bless you.
Yeah, thank you so much.